Hey guys, it's Destry. Welcome back to my Oregon yard. It's Super Bowl Sunday, so you know what that means? We're gonna trim this rose today. We have a couple hours before the Super Bowl, so me and my husband are gonna get after a couple rose bushes that we have in our Oregon yard. So we'll give you our tips and tricks for success of climbing this mountain of a rose. So a couple tools I'm going to be using today. I've got my hori knife so that I can clear away any debris on the bottom of this rose. I've got this rose and flower care. This is bio advanced. Basically, this is a 3-in-1 product. It has a systemic for fertilizer, insect control, and disease control. So this is a granular kind of not really fertilizer, but systemic that I'm going to be digging in to the bottom of the plant and around this rose. And as you can see, we desperately need to trim this rose. So we've got our loppers, we've got our yard debris barrel. Also, I wanted to show you my fancy dancy rose pruning gloves. They were on my birthday list last year, so this is gonna be my first time trying these out. And so these are a leather glove that are nice and long, so it can protect me from this thorny rose. So again, as I'm filming this, it's a cold February day. This is the perfect time of year to trim back your roses. So if you have any roses, there's a couple tips I have for you. Basically, you need to get in there and trim them while the plant is dormant before it starts to, starts to grow basically for the spring season. So now is the perfect time to do this. And what I'm going to be trying to do is kind of open up the plant, get rid of any branches that are crossing each other, and sort of create, kind of a rounded shape of this rose plant. So we are going to be taking this rose down probably by a third. This rose is probably, what would you say, Corey, 10 plus years old?
Well, we planted when we moved in, so
Yeah,
it's,
maybe
16
15.
years old.
It's been around. This originally came from Costco. I don't know exactly what variety of rose it is. It's a light pink rose, but like I said, we've had it for a long time. It gets about this tall every season, and every season we cut it back to about this tall. So we're gonna get after this one today. I also have one other rose in my side yard that I'm gonna try to get to today that is kind of a different kind of rose. And so, but this is the first one we are going to get after today. So basically we're going to be looking for cutting it where there is a node. So let me get up close and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when you get up close to the branches, you can see they have these little growth points that are called a node. So what you want to try to do is, clip right above where there is a node, but you also need to basically eliminate some of these smaller spindly branches. You also want to look for any branches that look dead or diseased and any branches that are crossing each other. So this would be a good example of two that are crossing each other. So I would want to probably take off this branch here and leave this bigger one here. So for example, you can see right here is going to be a growth point. So right in here, right above that is where I could trim. And also that's not the best example because you want to try to trim it at an angle. So let me see if I can get that a little bit better. If you can try, oh, that's even worse. So let me try to go down a little bit further. All right, that's better. So you want to try to trim it at an angle. And again, you want to try to eliminate any of these branches that are crossing. So I'm going to take this one totally off of here and get rid of that other one that's crossing that. And you can see it's quite the process as you start to get in here. I would want to take this one away that's crossing it and kind of take it down to the base of the plant. So right here, I would get rid of this little spindly guy. This one is a good example. If you come around to this side, there's a little hole right there in that stem. So for this one, I would want to probably go below that and try to get rid of that part of the plant. So I'm going to take it all the way down to here. And even there, you can see it still has that brown. So I can keep going till I get rid of that brown spot. Now that brown spot is gone, so that's better. So you want to look for things like that. Anything that's brown like that, you want to get rid of. Any branches that are going into the plant itself, you want to get rid of. And basically just take this whole baby down quite a bit. Anything that looks dead. Now again, this rose is really old, so it's a little easier to do this when the plant isn't quite so mature as this one. But that's about the height that I want to try to be at. So you can see we're taking like that much of that stem off of there. So we're going to take this whole thing down quite a bit today. And try not to kill yourself in the process, because that's not good. And there's like a brown part right here I want to get rid of. This is a really crazy looking branch. Might deal with that one later. And the main thing, again, I'm trying to do is just trim this back, but then I'm also going to be getting into the base of this plant. So let me kind of show you what I mean here. Down in here, there's all these leaves down in here, and all of this needs to get out of here. So we're going to be getting rid of all this debris. And then I'm just going to be sprinkling that systemic up and around here and digging this in to the base of the plant. And I might need to actually go get more, but let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about. So that's probably good. We're going to spread it around and kind of dig this into the base of the plant. So it's not, I mean, it's kind of a fertilizer, not really a fertilizer though. It's more of, you know, to help this plant not have disease. And one of the main diseases that they can get is like this powdery mildew, or this, the black spot is one of the main things that are a problem. So that's the other thing we're going to be working on today. So my husband and I are going to work on this guy and try to get it in a better shape here and ready for the season. So it definitely is going to take a little bit of time. We're hoping to get it done before Super Bowl. So we're going to set up the camera, and yeah, we're just going to set the camera up and kind of get going on it and work together and try to get this bush under control. So as far as like order of operations here, normally what I do is I just clip the whole thing. I don't even worry about any of the branches. Then I do a big pickup of all the branches, put those in the yard debris. Then lastly, I will clean up the base of the plant and then put the systemic down. That is what I normally do. Now my husband's going to be out here today sort of helping me, so we're going to tag team this. And then the other rows that I have on the side of the house is kind of different. This one is a rose where, you know, you only have one rose on the top of the stem, basically. The other rose I have is one where it's like a cluster of roses. So that one's a little bit different, but it is huge too. And so I need to get after that one. But anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and get going on this guy today. So again, what I do is I just let all the branches fall. I really focus on the clipping. Then I clean out the base, and then I worry about the systemic. So again, I'm looking for any branches that cross each other and maybe don't look the healthiest. Now, I did this process last year with this rose, and it did really well. But definitely make sure when you're doing this that you're wearing long sleeves like I am. My husband just went to go put a better shirt on, because I told him, I was like, you need a thicker shirt. First of all, it's cold out, so there's that. But also, you know, you need to protect yourself a little bit here. So again, I'm going pretty far down into, and I'm trying to make my cuts at an angle. So you want to try to be at, I would say, a 45-degree angle. And you want to be up from that node by about, I don't know, maybe ½ an inch or so. And I mean, if you're new at this and you're just starting, you can always take off more, right? So you can always start kind of not as aggressive and then come back in and do more. Now, I've done it a couple years now in a row, so I'm a little bit more confident now than I used to be at it. But just realize all of this growth it's all going to come back. So don't be too hesitant. You got some good long sleeves there, babe? I was saying you definitely need long sleeves. Now we also have this rhodie right here. So I'm gonna trim a little bit of this rhodie away also, just so I can get up in here. We still got a whole nother rows to go. You do. You mean you do. It's looking better. It's looking really good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's better. Okay, we got to put the fertilizer on it.
Or you got TikTok content.
Corey says he's going to make TikTok content.
Either
Okay.
it's gonna go on YouTube or TikTok.
Those are rose canes. Ow. Serious? That looks dangerous. Don't try this at home. Ouch. Ouch. I don't think I'm putting this on TikTok. Good job. All right.
If I fell over, that's when it goes on TikTok.
If you would have fallen over, it would have gone on TikTok. Yeah, true. All right, here's what we came up with. I need more of my systemic stuff, but boy, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better. Now we got to go around to the side of the house and do the other one. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I mean, it's a really old rose, so it doesn't have to be perfect. We probably even could have taken it shorter than that, to be honest. But, you know, we probably took it down by what, 3 feet? At least. Do we take it down by like 3 feet, would you say?
I would say like 4.
4 feet?
4 or 5 maybe, in some places, because it was
Yeah,
tall.
it was tall. So now we're gonna go hit the other one. Okay, so this is the other rose that we've got to take down. And it's much smaller. It's more of like a shrub rose. But we're gonna take it way, way down because it did get really bad powdery mildew. But you can see it's already starting to have new growth, all those red spots there. So, I mean, it wants to grow, but we're gonna take it way back today too. So this is the other one we're gonna do pretty fast. And then we might tackle some of these trees. This one is a pear tree. So we're gonna take off some of these lower branches, and then I have a spray that I'm gonna be spraying it with. It's a copper, like a copper spray, so that hopefully it won't get that disease that it had last year. And then this apple tree, I think we're also gonna limit up just these bottom couple branches. So I think we're gonna take like this one, and that one, and kind of limb this up. But I don't think I'm gonna do any more pruning on the apple tree. But I'm gonna go grab that spray for the other tree. So this is the spray that we're going to be using on the fruit tree, the pear tree. It's a copper fungicide and it's a dormant spray. So you want to spray it like now, like in the winter time. And it says it's for powdery mildew, black spot, downy mildew, and early blight. Controls listed plant diseases for flowers, fruits, and vegetables. So this is what was recommended to try to get that weird fungus thing that the pear had this year. And if this doesn't work, I was told that the pear might have to come out. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna spray it and try it. And the rose is all done, looks good. So I'm gonna wear my gloves for this. And I guess just douse this little tree. Do you think I should use it on the...
Wear these gloves and not your good pruning gloves.
Sure. Do you think we should put this on the apple tree too?
I don't see why not. I don't know.
The apple tree didn't have any issues though. It just didn't have any fruit.
Yeah, because we had that windstorm and stuff.
I don't know why it didn't have fruit.
It blew all the blooms off.
It blew all the blooms off? Okay. All right, so let's give it a spray here. We'll see. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Hopefully our pear tree won't have those weird spots like it did last year.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be it for us today. We're going to go inside and watch the Super Bowl now that we tackled our rose bushes. Roses done. Actually, I have to dig the systemic or the granular stuff into that one, but I ran out, but I'll do that another day. All right, yardening. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you have any questions or comments about rose pruning, leave them in the comments below. If you haven't already, please go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel and hang out with us and do more yardening this spring. If you need us, we'll be hanging out in our Oregon yard. See you next time. Bye.